Right. So our next topic is array operations in FORTRAN. Arrays. So array is a set of data points of similar type. Like you can define an array of elements with real numbers, or array of elements with integers, or characters, or strings. For any type of data, you can define an array of elements, and array could be of multi-dimensional. It can be of one-dimensional, two-dimensional, three dimensions. It depends on our requirement. Okay, so to deal with matrices especially, we need to have a two-dimensional array. And here we will see how to define an array and how to assign values to there, and how to store elements into an array. And further we will see how FORTRAN handles the memory locations in an array. So they are the topics to be covered in this session. So now I am trying to define an array, a real number array. One-dimensional array with 5 elements, and two-dimensional array with 3 by 3, 9 elements. Okay, and to assign data into this. Okay, so data A, the variable name, followed by the data you'd like to enter. This is how you initialize an array. So program name is arrays, and I am using implicit none. Okay, and data for P also should be written the same way. Check the output of that. Right. So it is printing all the elements whatever we have assigned directly in a single line. But here A is a one-dimensional array and B is defined as a two-dimensional array. So we have to see where these elements are exactly stored, which memory location. So I'll try to access individual elements in the array. Okay, so instead of writing just A and B, I write A of 1, A of 2, A of 3, A of 4, A of 5. So that will give a set of elements. In the same way, I'll write B11, B12, B13, elements are available. Another 32. 4 more of them. B21, B22, B23, B31, B32, B33. Okay, so if you see the set of input elements are stored column wise. So the first element is stored in B11, next element B21, B31. So in that sequence the elements are being stored. And if you see when you write the set of elements in a row, I mean each operation terminates by the end of the row. I mean once this you are asked to print 3 elements in this statement, in this line. So after completion of 3 elements the control goes to new line. So after execution of each and every statement the control goes to new line. So in a single line you are asking to print only 3 numbers, so it is printing 3 numbers and going to next line. Whereas here you are asking to print the entire array, so it is printing entire array in a single loop. So now I want to use do loop to print the same things. Okay. So for that I will define 2 variables I and j as integers as a loop index. So I am defining integer I and j. So here I am writing a do loop. Do I is equal to 1 comma 3. Again do j is equal to 1 comma 3. Write star comma star e of I comma j into do. End program errors. This is Bij. So what is the output? The first level it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And here it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And in the second case 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Next one is 1, 4, 7, 2, 5, 8, 3, 6, 9. And by using do loop, what is happening? I am starting with I is equal to 1. Then the control goes to next line. J becomes 1. So it will write B11. With that, the statement is over in that line. So the first element will be printed and control goes to next line. So do loop, end do. So then j value increases, j becomes 2. I is already 1. So B12. B12 will be printed. Then the control goes to next line. So B11, B12, B13, one set. So with that the loop on j completes. Then the control goes to next line. So then I becomes 2. So next series B21, B22, B23, everything will be printed. Like 2, 5, 6, then 3, 6, 9. With that the series completes. So here I am able to write only one element in a row. But for matrix representation, I want this kind of presentation. I want to write all the 3 elements in a single row using a do loop. Is it possible? So here, after writing one single element, the control goes to new line, because I am able to access only one element within a single line. So now I want to access all the 3 elements in a single line using a do loop. So I want to complete the entire do loop in a single line. So otherwise it is not possible. So the alternative method for this is you can write do loop in one line. So there is a shortcut, or it is called implied do loop. So how to write that? So it can be written as the first loop is same, do I is equal to 1, 3, write star, star, a new bracket, b of I, j, j is 1, 3. End loop. So the 3-line code do j1, 2, 3, write bij and do, everything is now incorporated into this statement. So this type of presentation is called implied do loop. This is implied do loop. So using implied do loop, you can write everything in a single row, like star, star, bij, first j, then I. So that will print the entire array in a single row. But in which order? So you'll get 1, 4, 7, 2, 5, 8, 3, 6, 9 in a single row. But if you want to print the array in column wise, because it is storing in column wise manner, so if you want to print it in a column wise series, what to do? So you have to edit the column, row index first. So you have to print it in 1, 1, 2, 1, 3, 1, like that. So you have to keep I first, and then j1, 2. So this will give you the array in the same series. So this works from left to right, so right to left. So this entire loop starts with I1, then enters into the next level, j becomes 1, then it prints bij, and it comes out, j value rises by 1, j becomes 2, again prints, j becomes 3, it prints again. So with that j loop over, and then control goes to I loop again, I becomes 2. So it executes from right to left. I'm trying to access the array column wise. So I'm writing j outside. And I inside. So I'll get 1 1 2 1 3 1 first, and then 1 2 2 2 3 2, and then 1 3 2 3 3 3. So the array elements will be accessed column wise. So this is more convenient way of presenting an array column wise, right? So now I try to access other elements in the series. So this is a 3 by 3 matrix. Still I try to access the next elements in the array. I go up to 9. Otherwise better go to 12. So you are trying to print what is the data that is stored in other locations around the specified location. So what does it give? It prints all the 9 elements in a single column. So 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9, all elements will be printed in a single column, and after that you'll get some random numbers. Yes. And in the second column we'll have 4 5 6 7 8 9, and then random numbers. And in the third column 7 8 9 followed by random numbers, all others also random numbers. So you can access the entire matrix using a single loop index I. So you can write the entire matrix just by writing B of I comma j, I comma 1. So if you just print the first column with I is equal to 1 to 9, you get the entire matrix. The first column carries the entire matrix actually. But for our requirement, usually we read matrix row wise, right? Even a single equation is represented as a row elements in the matrix, right? So this kind of conventional reading and writing sequence is not suitable for our purposes. So we have to manually modify the sequence of reading and writing matrices. So the convenient way is to use read statement like do I1 2 3 read Bij j1 2 3 and do, then do I1 2 3 write Bij j1 2 3 and do end program. So what happens? It starts with I1, J becomes 1, 2, 3. So reading also takes place row wise, 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, 3, then 2, 1, 2, 2, 2, 3, 3, 1, 3, 2, 3. Writing also happens in row wise sequence. So this is a convenient way for reading and writing for our purposes. Okay, so what happens? It reads only 3 elements in row 1. Even if you enter 4, 5 elements, it reads only first 3 elements. Then the control goes to next line. It reads next 3 elements in the second line and then goes to third line. It reads 3 more elements in row 3 and terminates. So you can just check by entering more than 3 elements in row 1 or sequence. Okay, so now it asks for entering data by the user. I mean, it won't ask, you have to enter data, otherwise it will not continue to next stage. So you have to enter 9 elements, and if you enter all the 9 elements in a single row, it will not function. It reads only 3 elements from row 1, and from row 2 3 elements, row 3 3 elements. Even if you enter 10 15 elements in each row, it reads only first 3 and works for 3 rows.
Sir,
so once you clear on these lines, I mean how FORTRAN handles matrices or arrays, like how it reads array elements, how it writes into array, and how to access various elements in array, element wise and in a series. So once you clear on those lines, we'll go to next session on matrix operations in FORTRAN.